Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm ChillingCharly, and today I'm going to be going over 10 villages that were removed from Animal Crossing New Horizons that I really want to see return, some villages that I really like, some that you guys may never have seen before, just because these villages are quite obscure and they were pretty much only in the original Animal Crossing games for the GameCube, and in some cases only in the Japanese version of those games. So these villages are quite rare, but some of them definitely have a bit of a cult following online. They've actually become quite popular, so I'm going to be going over 10 that I really like and would love to see return in a future game or even Animal Crossing New Horizons. In at number 10 we have Carrot. Now this is quite an unusual one for me, as I don't typically like the cow villages, I won't lie to you guys. I'm not a huge fan of them, I think their designs are kind of meh, but she actually has a pretty cool design. She's obviously based off of a carrot, if that wasn't obvious enough by her name, and I just love characters like that. For example, we have Ketchup, who actually was a removed villager but got brought back, so I don't see why they couldn't bring back Carrot. You know, we need more cow villagers. I guess it's because there's already a few snooty cow villagers and they don't really want to add another one. But you know what? Carrot could be a normal villager or a peppy villager. I definitely would like to see Carrot make a comeback to Animal Crossing, just because she has that sort of design that I'm really a big fan of. In at number 9 we have Ace. Now I won't lie, Ace isn't the most exciting character when it comes to design, but I just find him really cute. I've always liked Ace quite a lot. He's one of the bird characters, and I feel like a lot of the bird characters are kind of forgettable, in my opinion at least, but I never really forgot about Ace. Ace always kind of stuck on my mind, just because I had him quite a lot in my Animal Crossing GameCube towns. He always seemed to live in my town, so I've got that kind of appreciation for Ace. He's definitely one of the characters that I enjoy quite a lot. Next we have Analog at number 8. Analog is pretty cute. I don't really know what else to say about him. He's a penguin, and honestly I do think a character like Analog could give someone like Rolled a run for their money, just because he's an adorable penguin. He has a really cool color scheme, quite a unique color scheme. The only thing I don't really like about him is he has quite goofy eyes, and I'm not sure I really enjoy that too much. His design is definitely a bit silly, and I guess that's probably why they didn't bring him back. They just didn't find it necessary to bring a character that looks like this back to the game. But you know what? What's wrong with the guy? He could easily come back to Animal Crossing New Horizons, add to the penguin group. He'd probably be a lazy penguin, but he could even be a jock. I'm sure there's like a lot of potential for what Analog could do in a future Animal Crossing game. So I would be happy to see him return, definitely. Analog is a pretty cute character, and I think he has a place in future Animal Crossing games. So we'll just have to see what happens with him. In at number 7 we have Nindori. Now if you thought that Coco was the only creepy gyroid character, you'd be wrong. We have Nindori, who is basically a promotional character for a Japanese Nintendo magazine, and I believe her e-reader card was given out through that magazine. So she's quite an interesting character. Because she was a promotional one, the chances of her coming back are like extremely low. She has like, there's no context to her basically, whereas the context was left way back in the past in the early 2000s. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. We probably won't see her return, but I don't know, I like characters like her and Coco who have this kind of creepy design, but it's just so cool to see like a gyroid ostrich. It doesn't really make much sense, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, at the same time, as I always say, I love the gimmicky characters, I love their designs, I love what they do with them, so I'm definitely a big fan of Nindori, you could say, and I would be happy to see her return in a future Animal Crossing game. In at number 6 we have Champagne. I honestly, and I might get a bit of, people might not like this opinion, but I honestly don't like too many of the dog villagers, which is crazy because I love dogs in real life. I'm a massive dog fan, but many of the dogs I don't really like, but some of the removed dogs I actually really love, like Champagne, who, believe it or not, is a cranky villager. Now, I won't lie, the main reason why I put him on the list is because his name is Champagne. I love it. I love the name Champagne for a dog. I would name a dog Champagne in real life. It's just such a funny name to give a dog. It's like calling your dog like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. It's like calling your dog Turkey or something. I don't know. It's just a really strange name, and that's what is so appealing about Champagne to me. And also, look at those eyebrows. Guys, how could you say no to those eyebrows? They're absolutely incredible. Very powerful presence that Champagne has. In at number 5, we have Petunia. Now, this isn't the only Petunia in the Animal Crossing removed villages list. We also have a cow, I believe, named Petunia, but this is my favorite one because she's a rhino, and many of the rhino characters are not that great. And there also aren't many girl rhino characters, which I think is a shame. We obviously have Meringue, who's insanely popular, and I think Petunia would be really popular as well. She kind of reminds me of Sky in a way. She has that sort of like fluffy blue cloud design to her, and I definitely think she'd be a good fit for future Animal Crossing games. She would probably be really popular amongst fans. You know, I just like her a lot, and I think it'd be nice to see a character like her return to Animal Crossing in a future title. In at number 4, we have Shinobiru, and this might seem like an odd pick to you guys, but I love ducks, and I just think this duck has such an interesting and funny design. It's so out there, it's really peculiar. But he actually earned a lot of love in my own community. We did a few live streams where we voted Animal Crossing's most popular villages, and somehow Shinobiru managed to sneak his way into the duck voting, and he became really popular amongst the people who watched my live streams, you know, just probably because of his soulless 50-yard stare face. You know, I think people really loved that look about him, and of course he's an MVP as well, so you can't not love Shinobiru. He even has like a sick fade on his eyebrow. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's like a very modern looking character. Like, you could see guys who look like this today just probably without the duck beak, you know. Well, I don't know, maybe they would have the duck beak, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know, I just find him a very endearing character just because of how strange he is, and I would love to see him modeled for Animal Crossing New Horizons. I think he would look hilarious, and that would just be such a great time, honestly. In at number 3, we have Sunny. Sunny is basically like Froggy Chair brought to life, and Sunny was actually voted as the most popular removed villager by people on my channel, so she had to be near the top. I really love her. I think she is so adorable. Again, with the frogs, I don't really like too many of them, I won't lie to you guys. But Sunny is one of those characters that I just find really endearing. She has a very basic and simple design, there's no denying that. Her design is incredibly simple, but I think that's part of what makes her so charming, you know. There's nothing too complicated about her that would put people off. She's just got a nice simple design, and you know, if Froggy Chair's been removed, surely we can get back Sunny. We've got to have one or the other in our game at the very least. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they did not bring her back, honestly, when they brought back all the other ones, but I guess they must have had a reason for not bringing back these characters that I've listed here. I'd love if in like 10 years time you guys watch this video and all of these characters have returned to the game in some shape or form. That'd be really great, and I sincerely hope that will happen. In at number 2, we have Taru, the Jock Wolf villager, and honestly the fact that he is a Jock Wolf makes him so cool. How could they remove this guy? And how could they keep him out of the game when they brought back villagers in Welcome Amiibo for Animal Crossing New Leaf? How could they do that? He's such a good design. He has a personality type that is currently not fulfilled in the wolf category. It's such a shame that he's been removed. I honestly don't understand it. I would love to sort of ask the developers. I almost wonder if it's a question of they just forgot that he existed or something, but I find that hard to believe when they did bring back so many of the other ones. So it's really an interesting question of why they wouldn't bring back characters like this. I want you guys to tell me in the comment section down below, why do you think characters like this, who really actually could fit well in the games now, why have they not returned? Because for our number 1 pick, we're going to go to 2 characters who actually probably couldn't return to Animal Crossing at any point, and let's do that right now. You guys have probably guessed it. In at number 1, we have Miao and Bao. Now, these 2 characters have a very unique and strange design. They are based on animal translation services for cats and dogs, like a gimmicky sort of device called the Miao Lingual and the Bao Lingual, where you'd put it up to your dog and it would translate what they say, you know, supposedly, probably not really. But it's interesting because this design is something that only Japanese people would really know, you know, in terms of the general population anyway. Obviously us hardcore Animal Crossing fans will understand this, but for the general population they would not really understand these designs whatsoever. I mean, I guess you could just pass them off as robots, but they have a very specific design. They are really designed to look exactly like those devices, and those devices were only in Japan. And they were only in Japan back in the early 2000s, so even a lot of Japanese people, especially the younger generation, probably would have no idea what these characters are supposed to be or symbolize. So yeah, these guys will probably never come back, even though they are some of the most popular removed villagers in the entire games. So it's definitely a shame, but that's kind of the reasoning why. I can understand that for these two, but maybe not so much for some of the others on this list. So I do want you guys to tell me in the comment section down below if you want any of these villagers to return, if there's any on this that I didn't mention on this list, and why you think they haven't come back yet. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and you can also support the channel by clicking the join button down below to become a member of the Bobs Gang. You can get some really cool perks for doing so, and I appreciate it so much.